Hello and welcome to South First. I'm Chetna Belgire, editor for Health. Today we have with us a very special guest who is tackling one of the biggest challenges of our digital age, health misinformation. Sudipta Sen Gupta, the founder and CEO of the Healthy Indian Project, is here to discuss how his platform is combating the infodemic and empowering Indians with accurate health information. We welcome you to the show, sir.
Thank you, Chetna. Glad to be here.
Thank you. So, Deepta, my first question is, if you could briefly explain to us what is THIP, which the Healthy Indian Project is called as THIP. From now on, I'll be mentioning it as THIP. What does it actually do, and what led you to come up with something like this?
So we started THIP in around pre-COVID 2020, 2019, 2020, and we wanted to build a credible health information platform. Because what we realized that the Indian health information ecosystem is pretty broken. We speak 22 different languages, and there are lesser number of doctors especially in the rural areas. So we thought we will build a database of the most asked questions around 140 health conditions and 32 treatment areas that we had identified at that point of time. What we realized along the way is health literacy or propagating the right health information cannot happen without we fighting against health misinformation, because there's so much of health misinformation out there that it becomes very difficult for a common Indian to find out the right information. We also did a survey along with cyber media research where the results showed that 62% of the Indians cannot recognize right health information from misinformation. COVID set in, and what we were kind of seeing through our research and understanding from the ground interaction with various doctors and people actually become true. WHO came up and coined the term infodemic, and we all saw the very dirty face of health misinformation out there, where everybody starting from common Joe Indian to a politician to influencer all flooded the internet with uh, half understood, half baked, scientifically non-proven remedies. I understand those were difficult times. Everybody was trying to help each other, but then, I mean, that's no way to fight a particular health crisis. It actually undermines all the public health effort that is being done. So that's exactly when we took fact-checking misinformation as one of our core job. And since then, in the last 4 or 5 years, we have fact-checked thousands of pieces of misinformation that's there on the internet. We work with companies like Meta to help them weed out health misinformation from Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. We
Right.
have a network of doctors who help us in this.
Okay, that's interesting. So, I was just coming to that because Instagram and your other social media sites, they work at lightning speed. The every second there is
Yeah.
somebody coming and talking. So, like you said, it's majority of misinformation than actual information probably, and poor viewers probably are left with whatever is convenient to them to accept and take it as the right information. So how does THIP then manage to debunk this in the real time?
See, one thing that I'll come to that, but before that, one thing that we really need to understand is, unlike the political or the social misinformation, where there is a proper agenda of creating it, health misinformation is created and consumed in a very different way. There's a serious gullibility with which the content is consumed, and in the same way how the content is made, because the particular person who's making that content or producing that content doesn't want to dupe people in most of the cases. They are actually trying to help people with something that they inherently believe is true, but is not scientifically validated. So, fact checking, while it solves one part of the game, is not the foolproof armor against health misinformation. because a lot of it happens in the close network of family groups or social groups where one person will share a misinformation without knowing that they are sharing misinformation, and the other person will consume it. Right, that any piece of information spreads at lightning speed, and a number of research has shown that health misin or any misinformation per se has a greater reach than the fact checks themselves. In this particular case, we are helped by Meta's third-party fact-checking program, which I would say is a great initiative taken by Meta, where they give us access to their backend. They do not take off content that we fact check. They put a label there uh, telling people that this particular information is false or partially false, and they should be careful before acting on it. Now, that helps a lot in creating an awareness or stopping the spread of the misinformation at lightning speed.
Okay, okay. So your Raksha chatbot has been, widely appreciated and praised for what it's doing. So can you please tell our viewers on what it is all about?
So what we realized is it is very important to stay connected with the community for whom we are working, right? So the Raksha chatbot is basically a WhatsApp number, and we intend to now make it into a AI chatbot on our website also, where people can send in any information that they have come across on internet or on WhatsApp, and if they are not being able to figure out whether that is right or wrong, whether they should be working on acting on it, they can send it to us, and our team of fact checkers go through it, fact check, and let them know whether they should be working on it. People coming to us for particular with particular health questions.
So do you, is there a number or anything which you would want to share, or should we go to on your website and we could look for the number to send it to?
85078 85079, that's the number of Raksha. Anybody who wants to connect can drop a message on WhatsApp, and it's a automatic chatbot that will guide you on how to submit the particular information that you want to be fact checked, or how to ask that question.
Okay, and I see that you do it in multiple languages. So are there any plans to come up with southern languages, because I see that that's not there in the list. So is there any plans on that?
No, absolutely. I mean, see, as somebody who feels very passionately about this, we want to do it in all the 22 languages that India recognizes as official language. However, given the fact that this is health and we really want to be very, very sure about what we tell people and not just translate a particular information in a different language, because the cultural context also means a lot. Hence, we are very, very careful when opening up a particular language. We work with limited bandwidth. As and when we get really trustworthy, credible resources in a particular language. And when I say resources, I actually mean doctors. It's been our shortcoming that in the 3 or 4 years of our working, we created a 250 doctors community, and majority of them comes from East, West, and North India. We still haven't been able to penetrate or win over the doctors from South India, which we are now starting with. Once we have the doctor community, we will surely open it up in the southern languages as well as all the other languages that we can
Right,
think of.
right.
I mean, one thing that we inherently believe is we as a platform, as a business, or as a team know nothing. I mean, two things govern our content. One is the scientific evidence, which is published research, and the other is the doctors community. So everything that comes in goes through those true filters before the answer goes out. So we really need to have more doctor partners to be able to spread to other languages.
Right. My next question was that on how do you do the process. You have answered that. So my other question is, when you were also talking about some of the challenges. So I find that as a health editor, so I get there is a lot of information about Ayurveda. Then there is modern medicine, and then there is some other thing which comes up, and like you said, the cultural the way they've been doing traditionally doing certain things and
Yes.
all of this. So, how do you differentiate? Is there a way to, do you stick to modern medicine, or is there anything that you actually even consider when you call something misinformation when it comes to the different streams of medicine?
See, I mean, I have said this number of times in various platforms, and I keep on repeating this. I keep on telling this to everybody I talk to, that we are made to believe that the alternative medicines and the modern medicines do not see eye to eye. That is something that we are made to believe by people who want to do a business out of the, um, I mean, in the medical world. Whereas through our interaction with hundreds of doctors, we realize there are many areas where alternative medicines and modern medicines work hand in hand. They can complement each other. Now, having said that, Indian government or India recognizes uh, 5 to 6 different medicinal fields, which is the modern medicine as well as the Ayush. We as a platform are nobody to discredit a particular medicinal field that is being approved by the government, uh, as long as there is scientific evidence available. So the way we work is we have Ayurveda researchers working along with us. We have Unani practitioners with us. We have homeopathy doctors in our team. We take into account the all the Ayush fields also when we approach a particular fact checking a particular misinformation or approach towards answering a particular question. The reason being, it doesn't make sense for me to give a particular answer on the basis of what's being published in the modern medicine when I know for sure that Indians will go back and refer to alternative medicines or home remedies. The best thing that we can tell them is, listen, this thing that you are following has not been scientifically proven, one, or can be really, really harmful. For example, I'll give you a very, very basic example, a question that we always get or a misinformation that we face. Lemon water cures cancer.
Right.
Now, lemon water does not cure cancer, right? Lemon water, I mean, there are some studies that have shown that lemon water may have anti-cancer properties. And having lemon water is not a bad thing to do. Where the problem starts is when somebody adds that lemon water is 1,000 times more effective than chemotherapy as per Ayurveda.
Right.
Now, thing is, there's nothing like this in Ayurveda. And it's only a Ayurveda Vaidya or Ayurveda practitioner who can come up and say, hey, Ayurveda does not say lemon water is more effective than chemotherapy, because when Ayurveda scriptures were written, chemotherapy did not exist. So yes, have lemon water, but do not give up on your chemotherapy treatment.
Mhm. Right. So
Uh,
if there are some, 5 tips or any number of tips which you think that you could give public to actually identify misinformation in health, how would you do that? Are there anything which you can just offhand tell us?
a thing that I always tell everybody, including my team, is whenever you look at a particular information, I mean, people don't understand what is information. When you look at a particular information, figure out who said it. Just take a step back and try to figure out why they said it and what is being said to you. Now, I'll elaborate a bit on it. When I say who said it, does the person have any qualification to say that? Now, I can be a sports person, but I have no I can be a sports person, I can be athletic, I can be very fit, or I can be a bodybuilder. I have no qualification to talk on cancer. Just because I am fit, I am healthy does not give me, or I have millions of followers, does not mean I am an authority on cancer or diabetes or any such thing. Right? So please take a step back, even if it is your family, friends, anybody you trust with your life. Take a step back and look into the qualifications, because doctors spend years studying things. You may distrust your doctor. That's a different story altogether. Go and take a second opinion from a different doctor. If lemon water could have cured cancer, I mean, we really did not need so many hospitals. I mean, conspiracy theory being peddled saying that hospitals are out there to make money. Um, I mean, just use your logical analysis to figure out, can we live without hospitals? Will you actually go and start consuming lemon water if you, God forbid, are diagnosed with cancer? So, what is being said? Does it actually make sense? The third is, why is it being said? Is there a product link that's being pushed to you? Is there a business motive attached? A number of times that itself will give you the story. Don't do this, don't do that. These are very bad. These people are very bad. Here's my solution. That is where the problem starts. Somebody is creating a narrative for you only because he or she wants to push their solution or their viewership. So, if you manage to understand these three aspects, you will be sorted, and you will be able to understand these three aspects only when you take a step back and look at it, not react to that information immediately.
Right, right. I think
The
they're
last thing
wonderful.
that I would always say is, please trust your doctor. If you do not trust your doctor, change your doctor, but from a doctor, go to a doctor.
I have one last question. I mean, if there are traps that you would say that, these are the traps which people generally fall into, is there anything that you have identified?
I mean, we all probably are becoming a victim of digital scams or financial scams these days in one way or the other, and a lot of people do not speak about it. In health, whenever you are faced with a desperate situation, remember there will be people who will create traps for you. Be it giving you herbal remedies, or be it in giving you products, or be it in giving you promising you financial assistance to meet your healthcare treatment cost. So the traps actually come when you are in a desperate situation, uh, and there's because you are desperate, in most of the time you are not being able to see through those traps. There's no generic rule of thumb how to identify a trap, but like I said in my last question, the traps will come to you when you are desperate and you are trying to find out a solution, short fix solution. Most of the case in health, there's no short fix solution. So do not fall for short fix solution. Do not fall for absurd promises.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sudipta. I think it was really wonderful speaking to you and a lot of information out there. Do reach out to Raksha platform. That is all we have for today. Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Thank you so much.